Hello and welcome. You are watching Around the World here on News 9 Live. I'm Krishna Kumar. Here's a quick wrap of the top global stories that we're tracking from every corner of the world. We begin with the historic decision to file charges against Donald Trump, which means the prosecutors are now navigating uncharted waters. The legal analysts say that this could create opportunities for the former US president's defense. Reuters' David Doyle gets us more on this report.
Legal analysts say the decision to file criminal charges against Donald Trump will present distinct hurdles for prosecutors. The historic move was taken on Thursday, charging the former US president in a case involving a 2016 hush money payment to porn star Stormy Daniels. Trump and his supporters have already alleged that the charges are politically motivated.
There may also be an allegation of that kind in court.
Stanford law professor David Alan Sklansky said it is unconstitutional for a prosecutor to file charges based on the political party of the defendant. But he added that the defense would need to prove that prosecutors have chosen to not file charges against similarly situated defendants,
which will be a difficult burden for Trump to satisfy in this case.
However, the historic nature of the decision by Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg means prosecutors are now navigating uncharted waters. That gives Trump's legal team the opportunity to challenge key elements of the case. One area of legal uncertainty has to do with whether the Manhattan DA can charge Trump with a felony for falsifying records with the alleged intent of covering up a federal campaign finance violation.
We haven't seen a case where a federal campaign financing offense has been used as the basis for that sort of a charge. And it's possible that for some reason or another, a court would decide that that's not within the proper use of the New York criminal statute.
The payment of $130,000 in so-called hush money by Trump's then lawyer Michael Cohen to Daniels had been under investigation for several years prior to Thursday's indictment.
We're going to bring challenges very quickly.
Sarah Krisoff, a partner at Day Pitney law firm, says that gives Trump's defense an opening, as key witnesses have given their stories many times before.
Trump's team is going to be able to do a lot of damage with that because there is likely inconsistencies in those statements along the way.
On Friday, a New York judge authorized Bragg to make the charges public, though it was not clear when he would do so. Trump's expected appearance before a judge in Manhattan on Tuesday comes as the Republican mounts a comeback bid for the presidency and could further inflame divisions across the country.
Shifting focus away from the US to Finland, where Finland's dynamic young former Prime Minister Sanna Marin is set to lose her office after her coalition was defeated in the country's general elections. Sanna Marin shot to prominence as one of Europe's youngest and most dynamic leaders when she took office in December 2019. 37-year-old Sanna Marin, the world's youngest prime minister when she took office in 2019, is considered by many around the world as a millennial role model for progressive new leaders. But at home in Finland, she has faced criticism for her partying and her government's public spending as well. The opposition in Finland blamed Sanna Marin of eroding Finland's economic resilience at a time when Europe's energy crisis, driven by Russia's war in Ukraine, has hit the country hard and the cost of living has skyrocketed.
This is a great day because we have done well in the elections. Congratulations also to the other winners of the elections. Congratulations to the coalition party. Congratulations to the Finns. Democracy has spoken. The Finnish people have cast their votes, and celebrating democracy is always a wonderful thing. So thank you all. Thank you for being there.
Sanna Marin there is speaking highly of the democratic process. Bear in mind she lost the election by a very thin margin at the end of the day. Moving on from Finland to Turkey, where Turkey's parliament approved a bill last Thursday to allow Finland to join NATO, clearing the way for Finland to become part of the Western Defense Alliance as war rages on in Ukraine. Flora Bradley Watson gets us this report.
Finland is one step closer to becoming a member of NATO. Turkey's parliament passed a bill on Thursday to allow Finland to join the Defence Alliance. It was the last vote needed for them to join, clearing the way for Finland to become NATO's 31st member as war rages in Ukraine. Both Finland and Sweden requested to join the bloc last year in response to Russia's invasion, but the process has been held up by Turkey and Hungary as both countries seek concessions. Turkey is still holding off approving the membership bid of Sweden, which Ankara says has not gone far enough in cracking down on people Turkey considers terrorists. On the streets of Finland's capital, Helsinki, people said their views on NATO had changed since the war.
Well, I believe that in this kind of environment, political environment nowadays, I believe that there is definitely strength in numbers.
Before the war in Ukraine, I think the most or the big portion of Finns were thinking that we don't need NATO, that we are safe enough, we are okay without it. But I think it was quite clear when we saw the war happening that the popular opinion changed quite quickly.
With the potential accession of Finland to NATO, NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg said Russia's President Vladimir Putin was getting the exact opposite of what he wanted. Stoltenberg told Fox News he wanted less NATO, he's getting more NATO. Tensions escalated further on Thursday as Russia made its first arrest of a foreign journalist since the start of the war. Evan Gershkovich, who works for the Wall Street Journal, has been accused of spying. The Kremlin said the American had been caught red-handed but presented no documentary or video evidence. The White House condemned Russia's actions and urged US citizens living or traveling in Russia to leave immediately.
A well-known Russian military blogger, Vladlen Tatarsky, was killed by a bomb blast in a St. Petersburg cafe on Sunday, the 2nd of April, in what appeared to be the second assassination on Russian soil of a figure closely associated with the war in Ukraine. Reuters' Ryan Brooks reports.
A well-known Russian military blogger who championed Moscow's war effort was killed in a bomb blast at a St. Petersburg cafe on Sunday. The explosion injured dozens of other people in what appeared to be the second assassination on Russian soil of a figure closely associated with the war on Ukraine. Vladlen Tatarsky has more than 500,000 followers on Telegram. Russia's TASS news agency said the bomb was hidden in a miniature statue handed to him as he addressed a group of people in the cafe. There was no indication Sunday night as to who was behind the blast. However, Russia's State Investigative Committee said it had opened a murder investigation. Tatarsky's real name was Maxim Fomin. He was one of the most prominent military bloggers that championed the war in Ukraine, while also being critical of Moscow's top military brass. The group has enjoyed broad freedom from the Kremlin to publish hard-hitting views on the war, now in its 14th month. Last September, Tatarsky was at a Kremlin ceremony attended by hundreds to proclaim Russia's annexation of 4 partly held regions of Ukraine, a move rejected by most countries as illegal. In a video from that ceremony, Tatarsky said, quote, "We'll defeat everyone, we'll kill everyone, we'll rob everyone we need to, everything will be as we like it." On Sunday, a member of Russia's Wagner mercenary group said that he, quote, would not blame the Kiev regime for Tatarsky's death. The Russia-installed leader of the occupied part of Donetsk pointed the finger at Ukraine for Tatarsky's death without providing evidence. Meanwhile, a Ukrainian presidential advisor said domestic terrorism was breaking out in Russia. The blogger's death follows the killing of Daria Dugina last August, the daughter of an ultra-nationalist, by a car bomb attack near Moscow. At that time, Russia accused Ukraine's secret services of killing her, while Kiev denied involvement.
And with that's a wrap here in this edition of Around the World. Thank you so much for watching. This is Krishna Kumar signing off. Keep it with News 9.